LeBron James is a generational player. Actually, in fact, one of the best ever players to lace up on a basketball court. In today's video, we'll be looking back at his NBA career so far.
With the first pick in the 2003 NBA draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select LeBron James.
Not many people knew at this time LeBron would go down as one of the greatest players of all time. He was picked by the Cleveland Cavaliers, one of the worst teams in the league, in the 2002-2003 season prior to LeBron joining. They had a losing record of 17-65. The biggest question surrounding LeBron's rookie season was if he was going to make an impact to the team and if he was going to live up to the hype he had created for himself in the high school. And it's exactly what he did, coming out having one of the best rookie seasons what an NBA player's ever had. He had an immediate impact on the Cleveland Cavaliers team, 2003 to 2004 season. They almost doubled their wins from the prior season of being 17 to this season being 35, where he narrowly missed an opportunity to make the playoffs. Moving on to 2004 to 2005 NBA season, LeBron would average 27 points per game in only his second year in the league, where he would be selected for his first All-Star team alongside Allen Iverson, Shaq, Paul Pierce and many more. His Cavaliers would end up once again barely missing the playoffs with a record of 42 wins and 40 losses, which landed them the 9th spot. The 2005 to 2006 NBA season is when LeBron would make his first playoff appearance. But before this happened, his team had a great regular season with a record of 50 wins and 32 losses, landing them the 4th spot. They would then meet the Washington Wizards, winning 4-2. At first glance, this series might have seemed easy, but 2 games went to OT and 1 game was only a 1-point game. Now in the Eastern Conference semi-finals, they would now meet the Detroit Pistons. The Cavaliers would lose the first 2 games, but then the Cavs would also win the next 3, tying the series at 3-3. But then they would lose 79-61 in Game 7. Yes, the Cavs actually only scored 61 points in a whole game. The 2006 to 2007 NBA season is where LeBron would emerge as the new face of the NBA, where his Cavaliers would end up the regular season with a record of 52 wins and 30 losses, which would land them the 2nd spot. They then met the Washington Wizards in the first round, winning 4-0, a very, very easy series to say the least. The Cavaliers would then face a harder opponent, being the New Jersey Nets, but the young king came on top, winning 4-2. LeBron James has now carried his terrible team to the Eastern Conference Finals, where they would meet the Detroit Pistons. With players such as Chauncey Billups, Rasheed Wallace, and a declining Chris Webber, they ended up winning 4-2, but the same couldn't be done against LeBron's next opponent, the San Antonio Spurs, where they lost 4-0. The main reason LeBron lost his finals was just his team wasn't good enough. After coming off a loss to the Spurs in the finals, the Cavaliers wanted revenge in the 2007 to 2008 season. But in reality, this was never going to happen, as the Cavaliers team outside of LeBron were complete and utter trash. At the end of the regular season, the Cavaliers would end up with the 4th spot and would then meet the Washington Wizards in the first round. But LeBron would now meet his stopper, the Boston Celtics, where the Cavaliers would end up losing in 7 games to the team who would end up winning the championship. It makes you wonder if LeBron had won against the Celtics, he could have actually won the championship. The 2008 to 2009 season is when LeBron's Cavaliers would clinch the first spot with 66 wins and 16 losses. They would meet the trash Pistons in the first round, winning 4-0. There's almost nothing to say about the series, as the closest game in the 4-game series was 10 points. And then the same about the second round. They would also win 4-0 against the terrible Atlanta Hawks. But then the King James would meet the Orlando Magic, losing the series 4-2. This, I can imagine, was devastating to LeBron. Now to the last season in the video, the 2009 to 2007 NBA season. The Cavs would once again clinch the first spot. These playoffs would change the course of LeBron's career. They would destroy the Chicago Bulls in the first round 4-1, but then they would meet the Boston Celtics, losing 4-2. Kevin Garnett would later say the Celtics broke LeBron, and that's probably true, because the next season LeBron would decide to make a super team in Miami. But that's for another day. If you did enjoy part 2, please do subscribe, and as of now I do not actually know when part 2 will come out, but we will see.